Welcome to CivilNet. In our series of interviews in preparation for and around April 24th, we are going to have conversations with some very special people, people who are very differently and unusually connected to this issue. Our guest today from Madrid is Խոսե Antonio Gurriaran, who is a journalist and author of the book La Bomba, which is his memoir of what happened to him in 1980 in Madrid when an Asala group, a group of the Armenian Secret Army for the Liberation of Armenia, carried out an operation in order to attract world attention to the continued injustices that survivors of the Armenian Genocide and their children and grandchildren suffer. In that very unusual, tense, very personally difficult situation, Mr. Gurriaran not only survived and went on to write, but has visited Armenia and has become one of the most beautifully vocal descriptors of what it is that we seek as justice. That's by way of a very long explanation to say, bienvenidos to Señor Gurriaran in Madrid.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon from Madrid.
Mr. Gurriaran, as the years go by, does it become harder or easier to explain our story, not yours? Does it become easier or harder to explain what happened to you?
It is equally easy to explain. I have never had problems explaining it. I give the same explanations today that I gave 31 years ago when the attempt happened.
Sometimes as years pass by, one regrets what happened in the past. You change your mind about your life.
I haven't changed my opinion. I continue thinking the same. I condemn violent acts, but I understand that the Armenian people have suffered a lot. And the genocide was so terrible that mine was very small compared to the genocide. I haven't changed my opinion. I give the same reasons. I have never felt resentment. I have been lucky.
When you read today about the continuing denial, is it surprising to you that we have the same situation today that we had 31 years ago?
It is surprising that all Turkish governments have been equally immoral and without conscience. It seems incredible that Turkey does not have the courage to recognize what its ancestors have done. All Turkish governments have been equally absurd since 1915. It is incredible. Germany recognized the Holocaust. It was nobler. It had the courage that Turkey does not have. Today in Turkey, there are intellectuals such as Pamuk and Akçam, great intellectuals who condemn the genocide. The Turkish government closes its ears and eyes. The responsibility of Turkey is not only moral, but also political and cultural. Not only did Turkey try to exterminate a people, but a culture, a language, a religion. It was a genocide with more elements. The Holocaust that came afterwards had various elements, but the one perpetrated against the Armenians had more elements, such as population relocation, physical elimination, injured people, attempts to eliminate the language, attempts to eliminate the religion, the destruction of villages, the destruction of churches. Unfortunately, this is still going on. They repair a church, but they destroyed Ani and other villages.
30 years later, it strikes me as we're talking that we are all survivors, you and us. You survived what happened to you 31 years ago and are now living to explain the roots. And we survived what happened 98 years ago, and we are trying to explain the roots and get beyond this. How many years are we all going to wait, you and us?
Nobody can tell me anything about the attempt. The attempt is over. It is something in the past. It happened in December 1980. Not 31 years ago, 32. For me, it is over. Now I am concerned about other things. My family, my children, my profession as a journalist and writer. And for me, it would be important that one day Armenian people may fulfill their desire of receiving the apologies of the Turkish people and nation. I hope that now that we are very close to the centenary of the genocide, the pressure of the Armenians, the pressure of other countries, will oblige Turkey to recognize the genocide. Turkey should not enter the European Union without having recognized the genocide. It has no moral capacity, nor intellectual capacity, nor social capacity to be part of the EU, a member of a group of civilized and democratic nations.
Thank you. Let me ask you one last question. You were in Armenia 5-6 years ago. What do you remember best?
I remember the nice people, educated and hard-working people. Above all, the thing about Armenia that surprised me the most was the culture. Armenia is strategically located in the heart of culture. Great civilizations were born near the Tigris and Euphrates. The caravans passed through Armenia as well as Marco Polo and other men who traveled the Silk Road. They were amazed by its huge culture. Armenia was able to create its own alphabet in 405, its own religion.
Thank you. Thank you not just for your time and your insights, but also for your great humanity and your sense of justice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I am always at your disposal. Good afternoon.
Gracias. And thank you for following CivilNet.